Namaste, everyone. Welcome to our full moon practice of Flow and Restore Yoga. My name is Michelle Chua, and physically we'll be focusing on what we've been doing throughout this week, incorporating last week's shoulders and flexion. We also had a request to open up the chest. We'll also bring shoulders into extension. Some core strengthening as part of our warm-up in the beginning. And then we had some requests to help stretch out the area of the Achilles tendon, so that's going to look like some calf stretches. But of course, as usual, we'll do an overall physical practice and end with 10 minutes of guided meditation. Please make sure you have 2 blocks, a strap, a bolster, and a blanket, and any other additional props you think you might find useful. I often fold a blanket to sit on. You can adjust the thickness of it, especially if I'm sitting cross-legged in the beginning of the practice when the hips might not yet be so warm. It can help to relieve the hip flexors and drop the knees more easily by elevating the pelvis. Find a way to sit that works for you so that you can feel physically grounded. Allow your spine to lengthen without feeling rigid. Take a moment to not only physically, but mentally arrive, setting aside any distractions so that you can commit to this time to conscious self-care. I'm going to share a little piece of writing about this Virgo full moon. And this is from Carrie from Magic of I. And she writes, an illumination, or what you might consider a mantra or affirmation to consider for this particular full moon is, I easily determine what is and is not my responsibility in any given relationship. I easily determine what is and is not my responsibility in any given relationship. To me, that sounds like boundaries, healthy boundaries, honesty, clarity. Here's a little bit more that I pulled out from her writings. This Virgo full moon, the themes that you might consider are that organization creates freedom. It does not restrict it. For if there is somewhat of a plan, you can let go of the rest and relax into the unfolding of it. I can definitely attest to this as a teacher at a school, right? I'm constantly creating lesson plans, and it just gives me a sense of security that, okay, I've got all these different activities that we're gonna possibly get to, and it gives me a skeleton, a framework, but it also helps me to feel peaceful that I'm prepared. And then as life happens, unexpectedly as it will at times, I can go with the flow with a sense of comfort that I have something to fall back on. Another writing from Carrie is that what is being highlighted right now on this particular full moon, what is being highlighted right now in your life that needs to be given order and structure or boundaries so that you can enjoy being more creative, even dreamy and intuitively spontaneous. This full moon is a good time for noticing where things are a little floppy, setting some boundaries, and letting go of ways that didn't work in the past. Often the theme of any full moon is closure, celebration, and appreciation, and reflecting on what's been working in my habits and patterns in any aspect of your life. And what are you finding that might be helpful to let go, to set intention, to release? We're going to get a little bit deeper into that in meditation. And then lastly, she prompts us to listen deeply to your response, to your surroundings, not through the mind, but through the body, the somatic responses, the intuition, and the heart. So being embodied in our presence, really tuning into the truths that our bodies are revealing to us, because the mind can interpret any situation in so many different angles, but the body, there is a direct experience of the truth. And so with that, let's begin tuning into this body instrument, bringing clarity of energetic flow through our physical practice. As you find stillness, maybe close the eyes. Feel the weight of your legs on whatever surface they're resting on. Feel the weight of your pelvis, the weight of your arms. Maybe they're in contact with other parts of your body. Sense those areas too. Sense your body as a whole. What's calling your attention in it? Practicing deep listening and letting go of having to judge what you notice as either good, bad, right, or wrong, to help open our perspective. Can you feel your breathing? No need to change the breath. Just let it be. In how deep or fast, any quality of the breath. What do you notice about your energy? And tune into your heart mind. What's present for you mentally and emotionally? Now allow the breath to slow down. You might make an audible sigh through the mouth. Breathing in a little fuller. Feel the expansion wherever you do in your body. And feel free to make a sound sort of unpacking from your day or week. Full breath in. Maybe sip in a little bit more. And let it go. Now, as you continue to deepen your breath, what is something or a few things that you can recall from the last few weeks of coming to this full moon that you appreciate? Any blessings, any achievements, any sense of success in any aspect of your life? From this place of gratitude, now what are you creating space for? The full moon, as I mentioned, it can be an opportune time to plant seeds of what we want to let go of. So in letting go of something, it allows us to create space for something that we intend. So what do you intend? What are you cultivating on this full moon practice? What are you inviting in? And is there someone that comes to mind, maybe a group of someone's, that you could offer up your practice to today as a way of sharing the benefits with someone else, something beyond ourselves? And together, let's join our voices to create resonance in support of each other by chanting Om, the sacred sound, 3 times. The breath is a powerful support we can utilize to bring calm, focus, and balanced energy. Let's practice a technique of breathing called Ujjayi Pranayama, victorious breath. So closing the lips, softly constrict the back of your throat, creating a very gentle whispering sound. As you listen to the sound of your breathing, lengthen your in-breath as slowly as your out-breath, creating a balance in and out. taking your time to listen to that rhythm. See if you can keep it going for as many times as you can remember throughout this practice. And let's make our way down to our backs. Let's start there, warming up. So as you're lying on your back, draw your bent knees towards your chest and take any organic movement that your body needs to do to loosen up here. You could rock in different directions. You can rotate the legs in different directions, but stay connected to the sound of your breathing. If you can, try to move to the rhythm of your breath. Now slide your legs straight onto the ground and point your toes. Get a little bit longer. Feel as though your tailbone was reaching towards your inner heels. Feel the bottom of your front ribs. You can place your hands there and just encourage those bottom front ribs to soften down towards your pubic bone. So they're not sticking up, they're softening in towards the back body. Now notice how there's space between the lower back and the ground. Just slightly shorten that space without flattening your back onto the floor. You'll feel the abdomen engage just a little bit more. How's the breath? Keep it going. Now place your fingertips behind your skull on the left and right sides, just behind the ears, and flare your elbows apart. Relax the shoulders down the back. Inhale, lift the head and shoulders off the floor. Exhale, bend the right knee to a right angle and twist to the right, like the left elbow is trying to touch the right knee. Inhale, come back to center, keep the head lifted, right leg down. Exhale, bend the left knee to a right angle and twist to the left. Right elbow towards left knee. Inhale, center. If you want to make this more rigorous, hover both heels off the ground. Exhale, twist to the right, bending the right knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the left, bending the left knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, straighten the right leg to the sky, just 90 degrees from the floor, and twist to the right, changing it up. Inhale, center, lower the right leg. Exhale, straighten the left leg vertically and twist to the left. Let's try that again. Inhale, center. Keep the belly drawing in. Exhale, twist to the right. Right leg straight. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the left leg straight. Inhale, center. Now you can relax the legs on the ground again, but keep the head and shoulders lifted. Exhale, bend the knees both to 90 degrees to stack above your hips, like a tabletop with the shins. Inhale, lower the legs. Keep the lower back lengthening. Exhale, bend both knees. Head and shoulders stay lifted. Let's try 3 more. Inhale, straighten the legs. If you want to make it more rigorous, don't put the heels on the ground. Just keep them a couple inches off the ground. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend the knees. Feel this in your belly, not the back muscle so much. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Okay, last 2 are going to be different. Inhale, straighten. This time, exhale, keep the legs straight and lift them straight up vertically. Inhale, lower. You can hover the heels if you want to make it more rigorous. Exhale, lift. And then happy baby pose. Very happy baby pose. Bend your knees to the outsides of your shoulders. Maybe rock a little side to side. Lion's breath. Full inhale through the nose. Stick out your tongue, open your mouth wide. Any sound, let it out. Just releasing any excess heat. But let's keep some warmth going. So close the lips, come back to Ujjayi breathing. Close the knees together and start to rock forward and back several times until you arrive at the top of your mat, standing in a forward fold of your choice. Separating your feet hips distance, parallel. Bend your knees generously here. You can hold opposite elbows and maybe help to release the spine by swaying side to side. Maybe help to release the neck specifically by shaking and nodding the head. You might open up the fronts of your shoulders by clasping your hands behind your back and stretching the arms forward, lifting the shoulders so you're creating space in the neck. Few more deep breaths. Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Plant your fingertips on your shins, blocks or the floor. Engage your abdomen and inhale, stretch the top of your head forward while gliding your shoulders back. Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold. Exhale, drop your head and fold. Press through your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms forward as you rise all the way up, raising the arms. Rotate your triceps forward and draw the shoulder blades down the back. Then lift the chest. Urdhva Hastasana, palms touch. Exhale, bring them together in front of the heart center. So feeling your intention for this practice, I invite you to play with embodying it as you're moving to the breath, offering gratitude to both the sun and the full moon in sun salutation C. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead again, coil your chest up. Exhale, hinge forward from your hips. Plant your fingertips on blocks or the floor. Inhale, step your left knee behind you to a kneeling lunge and gaze up. Hold your breath as you step to plank pose. Slowly exhale, lower your knees, firm in the belly, lower your chest, hug in the elbows, and lower your chin, Ashtangasana. Inhale, slide forward, root down through the tops of your feet in cobra, peeling the shoulder bones back. Exhale, tuck your toes, press up to plank pose, whether knees down or legs straight, then downward facing duck. Inhale, step your left foot beside your left thumb. Lower your right knee, gaze up. Exhale, step your right foot forward and fold. Press to your feet. Engage the belly as you inhale, rise. Urdhva Hastasana with a gentle back bend. Exhale, hands to the heart center in Padasana. One more, second side. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold over your legs, Uttanasana. Place the fingertips down. This time, step the right knee back as you breathe in, look up. Hold your breath as you step to plank. Exhale, slowly lower knees, chest, then chin. Inhale, slide forward to Cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, tuck the toes, firm in the belly, press up to your version of plank. Then lift the hips back. Inhale, step right foot beside right thumb, lower left knee, gaze up. Exhale, step left foot forward and bow. Press through the feet, inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, join your hands down in front of your heart. Sun salutation A. Inhale, sweep the arms up, roll the shoulders back and down. Exhale, forward fold. This time, press your hands on your shins, blocks or the floor, and inhale, lengthen forward, firm in the belly. Step back into your version of plank. And as you exhale, keep the neck long, glide forward, lower just halfway down and pause. Hug the elbows to the ribs. Chaturanga Dandasana. Then continue to Cobra, or this time flip the toes from here into upward facing dog. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. At downward facing dog, feel free to pedal out your feet or spend a few breaths moving your body if you need. Notice the quality of your breath. Couple more breaths here. When you've emptied the next breath, then walk or lightly jump to the top of your mat into Uttanasana, forward fold. Then press with your hands, inhale, half forward fold, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Press down with your feet, inhale, rise to Urdhva Hastasana, lifting your heart towards the sun and the full moon. Exhale, trace your palms in prayer at your heart center. We're going to move on to Sun Salutation B. Continue our warm-up. Let's bring the feet together so they touch, preparing for chair pose. Empty this breath. As you inhale, bend your knees together. Sitting low in chair, wrap the triceps forward, shoulder blades down, then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen forward. Step back to plank and decide how you want to lower chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Take it to your vinyasa, cobra or upward facing dog. We'll meet in downward facing dog. As you arrive there, inhale, raise your right leg. Try to keep your two hips balanced in height. Now exhale, round forward, bend the knee as high as you can towards your nose to quietly as you can land the foot beside your right thumb, spinning the left heel down. Inhale, rise all the way up to warrior one. Next, exhale, lower all the way down, your version of your vinyasa. Follow your breath. Downward facing dog. Try to keep both hips leveled in height and inhale, raise your left leg back. Exhale as you bend the knee high towards your nose, rounding forward in plank. Softly as you can, step the foot beside your left thumb, spin your right heel down. Inhale, rise all the way up to Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale all the way down into your version of vinyasa or cat-cow if you need to conserve your energy. Downward dog. Let's tune into 3 to 5 breaths, slowing down the in and out, letting the body be still as you steady your gaze, your drishti. Notice how your physical body is responding to how you're moving it. When your breath feels calm and steady, empty it, then walk or float to the front of your mat. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, fold. With feet together and knees together, inhale, sit low in Utkatasana, chair pose, gliding your shin bones back, sealing in the front ribs. Then exhale, rise to Padasana, mountain pose. Let's separate the feet hips distance apart. Keep your hips equally facing forward. Take a block and place it on the left side of the left foot, just one block tall as height. And then take your strap. You might need it for bringing the shoulders into flexion here. So start by raising your left arm, holding the strap from your left hand, dangle the strap behind your back. With your right hand, spin your left tricep forward, bring the elbow behind your head, then press your shoulders down and lift your chin slightly away from the chest. Notice if your front ribs start to jut out like mine, seal them in and down towards the pubic bone. Reach the right hand behind you underneath, catch the bottom end of the strap. Walk your hands as close together as you can. Now, if your hands can meet to clasp, you can let go of the strap. How's your breathing? Step your left foot back 2/3 as far as you did in Warrior One. So it's a short enough stance where you can equally ground through both feet, keeping the legs straight and keeping the hips equally facing forward. Now firm the muscles in your legs and belly and breathe in, draw the shoulders back. Breathe out, start to fold from the hips. Pause as you breathe in, root down through the legs, slightly draw the right hip back and stretch your spine down the midline of your mat. Then exhale, maybe continue to fold. So find your range of this forward fold in pyramid pose, in which you can still, first of all, breathe deeply and calmly as you started. And second of all, you can relax the shoulders away from the neck. Your throat is open. Parsvottanasana. One more breath. Lower the left hand on the block on the left side and adjust the height. Use your right thumb to tack the right outer hip back. And some of you might not want to use a block. Maybe put the hand on the floor. Press down through your feet and stretch your spine parallel to the ground. Breathe in. Now keep your hips still and turn your rib cage towards the right. Raise the right arm up and you are in twisting triangle pose. As you breathe in, stretch your spine from the hips, glide the shoulders down the back. As you breathe out, hug your hips towards the midline of your body and continue to turn your rib cage. Now, if your balance feels pretty steady and you want to go further into the twist, you can place the left hand on the right side of your front foot. Tune into 3 more breaths in Parita Trikonasana. Look down at your right foot and like a backwards cartwheel. Actually, while you're down here, you might want to grab your strap, and then like a backwards cartwheel. Let's rise up to stand. Ooh, step up to the top of your mat, feet hips width apart. Transfer a block over to the right side of your feet, just in case. Start with the right hand holding the strap, dangle the strap behind your back. With the help of your left hand, spin your right tricep forward and bring the right elbow behind your head, pressing both shoulders down. Lift the chin slightly, seal the bottom front ribs in, and then reach the left hand behind you underneath. Walk your hands as close together as you can. Maybe they clasp. Step your right foot back 2/3 as far as you did in Warrior One. Grounding both feet, legs straight, hips equally facing forward. Breathe in and tilt your heart up. Breathe out, keep the belly firm and start to fold from your hips, breath by breath. With each inhale, pause where you are. Make sure the hips are both squared and stretch the spine a little more. Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. What sensations are arising for you in this posture right now? Is there anything really calling your attention that you could just give your awareness as you tune into your breath? Let's place the right hand down on the right side of your front foot, either on a block or the floor, and use the left thumb to hook the left outer hip crease back. Press both feet firmly down and inhale, stretch your spine forward, parallel to the floor. Keep the hips still and exhale, rotate your rib cage to the left, raising the left arm and twisting triangle pose. Each inhale from down through the feet and keep stretching your spine forward. Each exhale, maybe continue to twist. You can also opt to place the right hand on the left side of the front foot. Parita Trikonasana. This time, look down at your left toes and please come on down to all fours, hands and knees. I'm going to invite you into an inversion called Dolphin Pose. We'll take it 2 rounds before we transition to the yin part of our practice. But before we do Dolphin Pose, I'm going to invite you to one more shoulders inflection stretch to prepare. So take your 2 blocks, please, and place them on their medium height, the second level, across your mat, touching each other. As your knees are about a foot or so behind the block, stretch your arms forward, palms face down. Spin your triceps or outer upper arms towards the ground to protract and spread apart your shoulder blades. At the same time, depress, slide the shoulder blades down onto the back. This is to stabilize your shoulders, these 2 actions paired. Place your bent elbows exactly your shoulders distance apart on the blocks, no wider. Press your fingertips into each other. And if needed, step the knees further back so they're a couple inches behind the hips. Now, breath by breath, trace your thumbs down the back of your skull, letting your head fall, letting the chest broaden and sink, while firming the belly up towards the back to support the lower spine. Let's tune in for a few more breaths. Can you feel your bottom front ribs here? If they're jutting out, intentionally lift them and seal them in towards your back ribs. One more deep breath. Then rise up and off the blocks and let's set the blocks aside. Dolphin pose. Come on back to your shins and stretch the arms forward. Same 2 actions. Rotate the triceps down, protract the shoulder blades, and depress the shoulder blades onto the back. This time, let's interlace the fingers just in case you have a slippery mat. It creates more stability. Place your elbows on the ground, your shoulders distance apart, not any wider. Press your outer wrist firmly into the floor to rebound a lift of energy up. We can create space in the neck. Draw the shoulders back. Either just let your head hang or gaze towards the knuckles of your hands and tuck your toes. Take a deep breath in. Firm in the belly and lift the hips as you exhale. Press the thighs back, and if possible, walk the toes forward. Press the chest back, making sure that your shoulders do not hover in front of your elbows. Try to keep your shoulders slightly behind your elbows. Use the ground to press into with your forearms so that you can lift the shoulders and create more space in your neck. Tune into maybe 4 more breaths before you lower into Balasana, Child's Pose, and we'll prepare for one last dolphin. When you've lowered to Child's Pose, try to keep your head low. You don't want to lift it up too fast after hanging upside down, as that can cause lightheadedness. Notice how your energy feels right now. As we go into our last dolphin pose, if you're feeling it, I'll invite you to keep your hips squared and lift one leg straight up, pointing or flexing the foot for a few breaths, and then switch legs. Try not to turn out the leg. Try to keep the hips both facing the ground. That's an option if you want to play with a little more rigor. So take your own last dolphin pose for up to 10 breaths, however many you choose, and we'll meet in Child's Pose. When you do arrive in Child's Pose again, you might give your shoulders a rest by just wrapping the arms back by your shins. Maybe stretch the neck by leaning one ear towards the ground. You're going to be here for like 10 breaths. So if you're stretching your neck, you might lean one ear down for 5 breaths and then switch to the opposite ear for 5 breaths. Transitioning into the yin part or the restore part of our practice. Tune into your breath as you plant your hands on the floor, tuck your chin to your chest, and inhale to slowly roll up. I'm going to actually invite you into a calf stretch now by starting on all fours, hands and knees, spreading the fingers wide, wrapping the triceps towards the rear wall and lengthening your neck. Lift the sides of the belly, so keep them active here, and tuck your right toes behind you. Press back through the heel and keep lifting the sides of the belly and just begin to gently rock back where you can feel the deepened stretch in the calf, and rock forward. Take it like a breath-led movement. So you might inhale in one direction, exhale in the other direction a few times, slow, nothing sharp. And then if you're really feeling it somewhere in your body's like, stay there a few breaths and just stay there. You might lean, you might press the right heel back and feel the calf really waking up. And you might imagine breathing into the calf or wherever you feel the sensation happening. If you're not feeling much happening still, you can pick up the top of the left foot and place it behind the right heel and press the heel back as you stretch the chest forward. So you have a little more force going in 2 directions. When you're ready, come back down to your knees and just give your shoulders a rest. Let's lean back onto the shins for a moment before we switch sides and interlace your fingers. Hug the heels of your palms together and imagine you have a tennis ball that you're squeezing between your elbows. Keep squeezing that tennis ball, or maybe a ping pong ball, a little smaller, and then wrap your arms over to the right hip. So that as you wrap your arms to the right, that left collarbone splays a little wider from the sternum. You could deepen the stretch in the left side of your neck if you like by dropping right ear to right shoulder. So hands to the right, right ear to right shoulder. Notice again the front ribs. Continue to soften them in and down. And by doing that, you're protecting your lower back from overarching. One more deep breath. And then release the arms. Just gently roll out the shoulders before we switch. And as you clasp your hands again, you might place the opposite thumb and index finger on top, the non-default. Squeeze the imaginary ping pong ball between your elbows and wrap your hands to your left hip. Now feel how your right collarbone may be splaying wider from the sternum. If you want to add to that, drop left ear to left shoulder. And once again, seal in the bottom front ribs. Few breaths. One more deep breath. Release your arms, maybe shake them out or circle your hands. All right, we've got the second leg. Place your hands down, shoulders over wrists, lift the sides of the belly, lengthen your neck. Establish your breathing. Tuck your left toes behind you, and let's gently move to the breath. Inhale, press the left heel further back, gliding the torso back. Exhale, glide forward. So it's like you're on a track and you're just staying on this horizontal plane. Forward and back to your breath. Really pay attention to how your left calf might be speaking to you. If it's asking you to stay in one direction, stay for a few breaths. If it's asking you to deepen the stretch, you can pick up your right foot and place the top of it behind your left heel and pull the left heel back with your right foot as you continue to stretch your chest forward. And still lift the sides of the belly. One more breath. This time as you set your knees to the floor, please make your way down to your belly and let's add another shoulders in extension, opening up the fronts of the shoulders. You may want to use a pillow for your head, so you can take a block or an actual pillow and place it on the right side of your skull on the floor. Slide your right arm out to the right so your palm is face down on the ground in line with your right shoulder, and place your left hand on the floor beside your left shoulder. Press the ground away with it and begin to roll over towards your right outer hip. Placing your right ear onto the pillow, pause. Walk your right shoulder blade further down your back to create space on the right side of your neck, and then just listen to your inner right shoulder. How far does it want you to go into this inner shoulder stretch? If it needs you to go further, you can step the left foot behind you. You could also step the right foot on the ground, both knees bent. You could also explore wrapping the left arm behind you. So without forcing anything, just easing into variations to see what your body is asking for. And once you find it, let's stay there. A few more deep breaths. Notice if any sensations are shifting in any way. Full breath in. Exhale, start to roll onto your belly again. Take your time here. Stay aware of your breathing as you transition. All right, second side, you might move that pillow to the left side of your skull on the floor. Slide your left arm out to the left, palm face down on the ground. Plant the right hand beside your right shoulder and press the ground away with it, beginning to roll gently towards your left outer hip. Rest the left side of your head on your pillow and scoot your left shoulder blade down your back. Now listen to this inner left shoulder. Does it feel any different than the first side? And really take your time to experiment how deeply it wants you to go here. You may or may not step the right foot behind you, the left foot on the floor, the right arm back. Let the sound of your breathing help to relax your mind, which in turn also help to relax your body, to opening up. One more deep breath. And gently start to roll onto your belly again. Let's make our way into Sphinx Pose, placing the elbows on the floor right under your shoulders as you lift your chest. Slide your legs close together and point your toes back. Then try to press the ground firmly with every toenail, even your pinky toes. Imagine I'm behind you, lovingly pulling your ankles towards the back walls. Feel that energy of stretching your legs, in turn stretching your back. As your hands stay still, imagine the feeling as if you're dragging your elbows towards your hips. Use that to help draw your shoulder heads behind the ears and then melt your shoulder blades down the back. Inhale a wide smile across your collarbones, splaying them from the sternum to each shoulder head. Exhale, gazing slightly down. Maybe the eyes are closed, but just lengthening the back of the neck. Breathing in, expansion to the chest. Breathing out, softening to the sides of the neck. A few more breaths here. Slide the heels of your palms back about alongside your floating ribs. And please press up to hands and knees, sliding your legs in front of you to sit. Notice if it's helpful to sit up on any of your props, like your folded blanket, so that you can feel tall in the spine. Let's start here with just the legs extended forward for a moment and flexing the feet to help you ground your legs and pelvis. Bend your elbows apart like a cactus shape. Relax the shoulders down. And as you feel your sitting bones press downward, imagine breathing up your spine from the tailbone to the crown. Inhale. And then exhale, twist to the right without using any leverage. Pause where you are as you breathe in. Press the pelvis further down and lift up a little more. Keep the shoulders relaxed. And then continue to use your obliques to deepen the twist. Now you can notice that you're not twisting your pelvis by looking at your feet, seeing that they're equidistant to the front edge of your mat, unless you have a longer leg. So one more deep breath here. Now land the right hand behind you, bend the right knee, and hold it with your left hand. Continue to twist with the leverage. One more deep breath. As you exhale, unwind your spine. Let's take the right thigh and cross it over the left thigh as much as you can, close together, so that we can maybe stack your knees down the center line of your body, coming into half cow face pose. This is a posture that not only helps to open up the glutes and the lower back and the hamstring, but it helps to relieve sciatic nerve pinching, the tension that might happen from that if you're experiencing that at all. So either use a strap around the balls of your feet, holding the strap with enough slack in both hands that you can sit tall, or if you can reach hold of your left foot, place the hands alongside you to start. Flex your left foot and press the big toe mound forward. And again, use your pelvis to press down as you lift up the spine, breathing in. Keep your throat open, your shoulders relaxed, and from your hips, hinge forward little by little. If you're not using the strap, walking the hands forward, maybe eventually holding your ankle or your foot. Keep sliding the shoulders back. So in Sanskrit, the name of this posture is Ardha, which means half, Gomukhasana, cow face pose. One more deep breath. And then pressing your pelvis down, lead with your chest to inhale, slowly rise. And take a moment to stretch your legs out and maybe circle your feet, point your toes to relieve them from the flexion. Then straighten both legs forward. Flex your feet again, root your sitting bones, bend your elbows apart. Sit tall, relax the shoulders, breathe in. And without moving your pelvis, start to twist to the left. Pause on an inhale, sit up a little taller. Exhale, continue to twist. Using your obliques, those muscles we warmed up in the beginning in the twist. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, keep twisting. Maybe peek at your feet. Make sure they're equidistant to the front of the mat. And then lower the left hand behind you. Bend the left knee, hold it with the right hand, and continue lifting and twisting. One more deep breath. As you breathe out, unwind your spine, and let's cross the left thigh over the right as much as you can. Maybe your knees stack. Choose to either place a strap around the ball of your right foot or to place the hands alongside you. Flex your right foot and press the big toe mound forward. Then as you root the sitting bones, breathe in and rise tall. From your hips, exhale, begin to hinge forward. Lengthen and ground as you breathe in, hinging more as you breathe out, just to your capacity. One more deep breath. Pressing down through your hips, breathe in. Lead with your chest to rise. All right, please find a comfortable way to sit for one more pranayama practice, breathing technique. One to help tune inward, balance our energies again, but also balance the left and right hemispheres of the brain while connecting to your intuitive energy center called Ajna Chakra, also called third eye center, located towards the center of the brain. So as we're practicing this breathing technique, you could gaze inward towards the center of the brain. All right, this is called alternate nostril breathing or Nodi Shodhana Pranayama. Let's rest the left hand on your lap. You might place it in Gyan Mudra, which also helps to tune inward. That's bringing the thumb and index finger to touch, resting the palm face up. Now the right hand, I'll invite you to place into Vishnu Mudra, sticking out the thumb, pinky, and ring fingers. As you close your lips and breathe softly, no longer the whispering sound of Ujjayi breath, just through the nose, we'll use the right thumb to close the right nostril like this. We'll use the right ring and pinky fingers to close the left nostril like this. Alternate nostril breathing. I'll invite you to breathe in or out for 6 counts and to hold the breath in or out for 2 counts. This is a cooling practice. When you're holding the breath, try to relax. So let's prepare to practice 3 cycles together, and I'll invite you to continue for 3 cycles on your own. So sitting tall, relaxed, and grounded. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Clear it out through the mouth. Now close the mouth. Let's start. Close the right nostril with the right thumb. Inhale left for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Close left. Exhale right. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Inhale right. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Close right. Exhale left. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Second cycle. Inhale left. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Close left. Exhale right. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Inhale right. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Close right. Exhale left. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Third cycle. Inhale left. 6. Hold 2. Close left. Exhale right. 6. Hold 2. Inhale right. 6. Hold 2. Close right. Exhale left. 6. Hold 2. Continue 3 more cycles on your own. Take your time to finish at your pace. When you're done, breathe naturally and notice how you feel. When you're ready, please gently lower to the ground, finding a comfortable position to lie down in. for a few minutes of Shavasana before we sit for 10 minutes in meditation. Closing your eyes, continuing to breathe naturally. I invite you to give yourself full presence in these minutes. Let your body rest here a little longer. I invite you to spend a few moments just scanning your body again. noticing how it's feeling now. As you feel ready, start with really small, subtle movements to begin waking up your body. Like you might rub your thumbs across your fingertips. You might gently move your head. Little by little, easing into simple stretches. Maybe keeping your eyes closed to help really tune in. And gradually turn over onto your right side. Rest your head there for a moment. And bring awareness to your breathing just as it is, like we did at the start. Observe the breath to observe your energy. Has your energy shifted at all since you arrived in this practice? And when you feel ready, please take your time to be gentle with yourself as you rise into a comfortable seat for a guided 10 minutes of meditation. Sit in a way that you can feel grounded. There's balanced of weight distribution below you, and your spine can feel tall. Your chest, your heart space feels open, and your whole body feels relaxed. You might continue to place your hands in Gyan Mudra, or you might stack the right palm on top of the left, palms face up on your lap with thumb tips touching. Maybe close the eyes. I invite you into a practice of deep listening and specifically trying not to judge what you are observing as you listen inward. We'll begin with a focus on the physical body, and we'll tune in with self-inquiry, tuning into our intuitive nature. So let's begin by just resting the body a little more in stillness. As you feel the weight of your legs and your pelvis, sense what's supporting you from below, and allow yourself to be held, to feel safe in this space. Settling in, feel the movement of the breath. Just as it is, no need to control it. Allow your feet to relax a little more. Let your hands relax just as they are, just the soft quality to them. Bring your awareness to the bottom of your pelvis and relax your pelvic floor. Bring a conscious intent to relax your belly. Let the breath be received in a soft belly. And bring your awareness to your face. Let your jaw unclench, relaxing behind the ears and inside of your mouth. Notice your eyes, whether they're open or closed. Relax all the muscles surrounding your eyes, even behind the eyeballs. And I invite you to create a gentle, subtle smile on your face, which creates the energy of being open and lighthearted. Allowing the energy of the smile on your mouth to expand throughout your whole body. The sense of being open, present, and lighthearted. As you continue to sit here, notice any particular sensation in your body that is pronounced, possibly. You might not feel any particular one, so take a moment to scan around mentally. And by pronounced, it could be really tense, it could be really relaxed, it could be anything, just anything that strikes your awareness in your body. And if there's nothing particular that strikes your awareness, just bring your awareness to your physical body as a whole and notice how it feels as a whole. Not labeling it good or bad, just having a direct experience of the qualities you're feeling physically. And begin to draw your attention to your heart center, the area of your chest. How does that area in your body feel energetically right now? Observing without judging. Invite you into a moment of self-inquiry, asking yourself a question and just observing your body for any kinds of sensations, for any subtle energetic feelings, your felt sense. Maybe a thought arises, maybe an emotion comes up. Just an open space to observe. So the first question I invite you to ask yourself is, what is needing more order, structure, or boundaries in my life right now so I can feel more freedom? What is needing more order, structure, or boundaries in my life right now so I can feel more freedom? And the last question I invite you to ask inward, what is needing to be released in my life right now? What is needing to be released or let go of in my life right now? Questions inward or self-inquiry plant the seeds into the unconscious mind, and I invite you to stay attuned. You know, what might arise in your dreams or when you're out and about, what strikes your attention, and just keeping an open mind and deep listening. So notice how you're feeling now mentally. and emotionally. Taking a moment of gratitude to appreciate anything that comes to mind. Remind yourself of your intention on this full moon. And remember to whom you dedicated this practice. Together, let's close with 3 ohms. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.